What is the oldest temple on Earth? This may sound like an easy question to answer, but it's actually a surprisingly difficult one. There are many different religions and cultures around the world, each with their own places of worship and tradition. And many of these religious sites are thousands of years old. So which one is the oldest? In order to answer this question, we need to go back in time to the Neolithic period, which began around 12,000 years ago and lasted until 4,500 BCE. During this time, humans began to develop agriculture and domesticated animals, and they also started building temples. Some of the earliest known temples were built in Göbekli Tepe. These temples date back to around 9600 BCE, making them at least 7,000 years old. During the Neolithic period, Göbekli Tepe was a religious center for people living in southeastern Turkey. They built circular structures made of mud, brick, and wood, and these structures were used for ceremonies and rituals. But who built Göbekli? Unfortunately, we don't know the answer to these questions. The site was only discovered in 1963, and archaeologists have not yet uncovered any written records that could shed light on its history. However, they have found some clues that suggest the people who built Göbekli may have been hunter-gatherers. The city was located near several springs and streams, and there is evidence that the people who lived there hunted animals and gathered plants for food. They may have also kept domesticated animals such as goats and sheep. So why did they build temples? It is possible that they built the temples as a way to honor the animals they hunted or the plants they gathered. Alternatively, they may have believed that the area had spiritual significance. As more excavations are carried out at Göbekli Tepe, we may learn more about the people who built it and the purpose of the temples. But for now, it remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. One of the most amazing things about Göbekli Tepe is that it predates the Egyptian pyramids by at least 2,000 years. In fact, it was built during the same period that humans are believed to have first developed agriculture and domesticated animals. This makes Göbekli a truly unique site, and it is a reminder that the Neolithic period was a time of great innovation and change.
When archaeologists unearthed a massive library in the ancient city of Nineveh in 1853. They discovered thousands of clay tablets containing secrets of a lost civilization. But over the years, many of these artifacts have been misplaced or destroyed, and now researchers are working to decipher the remaining collection before it's too late. Hi, it's me, and this is our channel. Nineveh was once the capital of the Assyrian Empire and a powerful kingdom that dominated much of the Middle East between the 9th and 7th centuries before the Christian era. But the city was sacked and destroyed multiple times throughout history, leaving its legacy shrouded in mystery. In the early 1800s, British archaeologist Austen Henry Louis made an incredible discovery while excavating a site in northern Iraq that would later be identified as Nineveh. He found an enormous collection of clay tablets, many of which were covered in cuneiform script, a system of writing used in ancient Mesopotamia. Some were simple receipts or legal documents, but others contained literary works, astronomical observations, and even instructions for making weapons. It quickly became clear that this cache of artifacts was unlike anything previously unearthed in the region. There were thousands of tablets and possibly millions of pieces of information contained within them. Unfortunately, many of the artifacts were damaged, and some were even used as building material for local homes. Over the next several decades, several thousand more tablets were discovered at nearby sites. And in 1962, the pieces were brought together in a museum in the University of Pennsylvania. But there was a problem. No one could find them. It turns out that when the museum moved locations in the 1970s, many of the artifacts were misplaced or destroyed during the move. A recent assessment revealed that only about 3% of the collection had been properly preserved and cataloged. The rest were either broken, missing, or in danger of being lost forever. Researchers are now racing against time to decipher the remaining collection before it's too late. The project has been made more difficult by the ongoing conflict in Iraq, which has made it dangerous for experts to travel to the country and examine the artifacts firsthand. Despite the challenges, researchers are hopeful that they can unlock the secrets of Nineveh before it's too late. The artifacts are not only providing insights into the lives of the ancient Assyrians, but also shedding light on other civilizations that lived in the region, such as the Babylonians and Persians. One of the most exciting discoveries made so far is the world's oldest known cookbook. The collection of recipes dates back to the 7th century BCE and contains over 100 different dishes. It also includes instructions for making beer, perfumes, and even soap. Another fascinating find is a series of astronomical observations made by ancient astronomers in Nineveh. The observations, which date back to the 6th century BCE, contain some of the earliest known star charts. They also include the first known written reference to a supernova, a massive explosion of a star. As researchers continue to piece together the history of Nineveh, they hope that their discoveries will help us better understand the rise and fall of one of the ancient world's most powerful empires. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about the ancient world, stay tuned for more information.